Hey, Coach, I just want to ask you at your position with so many newcomers, with two draft picks, with Shady in there, just what the challenge is like trying to sort out so many new faces and decide how best to use them in the different roles you ask the backs to work.
Yes, you do have, new guys coming in. You feel from a coach's standpoint, you gotta, get a feel of how they learn. Are they visual learners? Are they physical learners? You got to so that part of it. And then you got to start to pigeonhole them and put them in their fit them in their role in the scheme. And it's challenging with this format. Heck, uh, normal situation, you got OTAs and all the whole off season to start to figure that stuff out. We get there now and it's we're warp speed, and it gets a little difficult. But a guy like Shady though, he 12th year in, you kind of know who he is and what he is. I got history with him. I recruited him to USC. I had him committed. He had to go to prep school and stuff. So I've known him for a long time. And me being from the Philly area, I caught a lot of Philly games and stuff like that. And I know, a guy that's been as productive as he's been through the years, and you kind of know what he is. The new guys coming in, the young ones, the rookies, it gets a little challenging because they're limited in their reps and what they're able to do.
What have you seen from the two draft picks, given that they had to miss some time on top of everything else, being on the COVID reserve? But what have you seen from them since they've been out?
First thing, they're pretty sharp, both of them. They assimilated the offense. They got a good grasp of the basic things of what we do. It's through playing and practicing. The little details and stuff. But I was pleased with how they picked it up. Virtual learning. The whole the spring after the draft and the summer. But Keyshawn is doing well. He's got great vision and great feel inside and good contact balance. A lot of what we saw on tape. And Ray is a little, he's really twitchy, meaning he's super sudden and quick, and they've both impressed at different times. Excuse me, but we're pleased with him.
Okay, next up is going to be Rick Stroud.
Hey, Coach. Bruce Arians said they saw some drops from the running backs today. It started in warm-ups, I guess, and that can happen. Your reaction to that, and also, with Rojo, what's the biggest thing for him? I mean, he caught 31 balls last year, most of them in the screen game. Right. But is he still fighting his hands a little bit? Is it route running? I mean, what does he need to do to be that guy that Brady can trust?
Well, first of all, it's unacceptable. We got to catch the football. We got constantly have to work on it and stuff. And, his thing, it always has been, I kind of identify when I got here, is his hand placement. If you look at that ball they threw to him today, it was he whipped around and sometimes, backs, you think you got time because you're last in the progression. You get around, the ball's hot on you, and he had both palms up. And you can't catch the ball with both palms up. So it always starts and ends with him with hand placement, and also the readiness of expecting that you got to run your route and with the thought that you're the first read, the ball's coming when you look up.
Is Dare still one of your better? We know Shady can do it. I mean, he's had so many receptions in his career, but is Dare still one of the more reliable guys in that catching the ball?
Yeah. He did it for a year for us, and he's been plucking the ball, and he handled all of our third down stuff, and he's in the mix.
Thanks. Okay. Next up is going to be Jenna Lane.
Coach, to that same effect, how do you get a guy like Rojo who, and he had some strong practices, but today just wasn't really his day. He had some of those drops. How do you get him to regroup quickly to where it doesn't turn into a snowball and he's able to bounce back?
Well, you just, you talk to him and go over some stuff with him and stay, we'll meet after practice to get him, back locked in. Come day after an off day, they're off yesterday. You got to hurry up, restart, get your mind back locked in and focused and going. And, I don't expect it to be a problem. I think he'll come out and he'll be locked in. He's he's got some pride about his progress that he's making. And, I expect him to come out and have a strong practice next one.
And do you sense from your group maybe a more of a sense of urgency, or where they feel like they have a greater responsibility because they now have Brady as their quarterback, and obviously, he does so much in the passing game with running backs?
Yeah, I think that the whole team probably has a sense of urgency. I can speak kind of from experience because I was in Kansas City, and then we got Joe Montana came late, and it's like a whole different deal. The accountability that you put on yourself and others with, with a guy that status and a player that type of ability, your protection's got to be on. You don't want to be the one to get him hit and, ball out and he, God forbid something happened to him on your account. So, that's a higher level of accountability. The ball's coming because he's been a quarterback that throws to his running backs a lot, and that so it's a heightened sense of urgency, like you said, and more accountability for sure. Yeah.
Okay, we have time for a couple more. Next up is going to be Josh Allen.
Hey, Coach, how you doing?
Hey, how's it going?
Good. You said so. Guy LeSean McCoy coming in here. You kind of know what he is as a veteran, but how is he energized? How has he looked energized? And what has he done? With that rookie running back group and Rojo and Dare, on and off the field to kind of help them improve.
Well, a couple things. One, Shady brings a lot of energy, man. He talks a lot. He bounces around a lot. He's a vocal. He leads vocally. Encouraging the guys and picking them up and pushing them, and he's good in the meeting rooms because they get to see. He just comes in a week, studies his behind off, and he's got the offense down pretty good, and they need to see that. And for him to be in his 12th season, he's got some, and he's not as light as he will be when he starts playing, and he runs around the field, he finishes down the field, and that's good for them to see that a guy in his 12th year works, to as hard as he does.
Just to kind of echo on Jenna's question, how have you seen the difference between Brady commands this offense and this running back group as a whole compared to other seasons prior?
You say how? One more time?
How do you see Brady commanding this offense and this running back group as a whole compared to seasons prior?
Yeah, he just, he's just got, you can't be the player of his status without knowing how to be a great leader, and he leads vocally, you know what I mean? And he commanded a huddle, having a feel for what's going on, the climate of practice and what's, time, red zone lock in, third down lock in, stuff like that. I think that's his big, and just his presence. You know what I mean? His presence more than anything. Like guys look up in the huddle, and it's Tom Brady looking at you calling the play. He's so much older than a lot of these guys. They grew up watching him, and that's a little they can be in awe a little bit, but it's good to have.
Okay, that's all for today. Appreciate you taking the time, Coach.
Okay, no problem. Thanks, guys. Take care.